Hey, you guys, it is Talk Safety to Me, Safety Talk with Apostle Erica Monet Glenn. This is going to be day 24. And believe me, the banana is going to tie to the safety talk we're going to have today. So this talk is going to be based on the importance of doing proper investigations and making sure you have the right information and that the information you have and the reports you have are not false. Amen. So this is holding everybody in those seats of authority that has to go around investigating situations, looking at receipts. You know, you could be a judge, you could be an attorney, you could be a lawyer, you could be a FBI agent. It doesn't matter what the title may be. But make sure the information you have is true and that it's coming from a source that's operating in integrity and not a liar, okay? So, or someone that's just used to getting their way based on false accusations, amen? So, this is also tying into those that we consider bananas, you know, a little different, a little you consider crazy, whatever the case may be. What I've learned in life, especially when it comes down to family, not only are those people considered crazy, but they're normally, projected as, or people consider them the black sheep of the family. You know, the outspoken ones, the ones that's just very blunt, the ones that speaks their truth. Yeah. So not only do they speak their truth, they're considered crazy. Okay, we can think about some of these senseless killers throughout the years. You hear about these reports and people was like, oh, they were, you know, mentally unstable. Yeah, we told them to go get some help. But then after more investigation took place, they found out that it was the family that was crazy and that the person that lost their life was actually killed by somebody in their family or hired by somebody in their family, and they took their life. So the one they deemed as crazy was the one telling the truth. So many of you are so quick to take a story and run with it. So many of you walk around with this macho-ness. You know, you want to feel macho. You want to feel like you're, handling situations right. But you don't realize that the information you got not only is inaccurate, not only is it false, but now you just put yourself under an investigation. Because one of the things I've learned, especially who I am and my name and my ranking, I'm going to say ranking again. Let me say ranking again, is that one of the things that happens to people that let's say falsely accuse or try to abuse me in some type of way or believe lies or create lies about me, immediately those connected to you as well as yourself goes into investigation. So if you're under the sound of my voice, this message is for you. Yeah. So that's what I've learned. And I was just sharing with someone earlier today that by the time I meet someone and they mistreat me in some type of way, you know, they do something that's just completely unhuman, I know for a fact I'm not the only person they did this to. I know there's other receipts out there, meaning there's other reports out there where people came forward and tried to tell their story about how this person treated them, but nobody listened. Because guess what? The same person that tried to do me wrong, because of money, the money they have, because of the power they think they have, because of the coven and the cults they think they're connected to, because they're ranking in their community. Y'all hear that win? Heaven is in agreement with me because everything I'm speaking to you, God is approving. Amen? God approved it. God approved it. So basically on their ranking, they think they're invisible. And they be like, who's going to believe that person? I can easily paint the picture that they're unstable, mentally unstable. I can easily paint the picture that they're on drugs. I can easily paint the picture that they're out here being promiscuous. I can easily paint the picture. And guess what? Because of my suit and my tie or my dress and my hair, they're going to believe me. Who's going to believe that person? I know they're genuine, but you know, deep down inside these people, the ones I'm talking about, they're really jealous. They don't want what they're doing to be exposed. Because that's one of the things about the attacks that I've been experiencing throughout the years. Not just from family, but the people they hire. That's confirmation. But they're doing some stuff that's corrupt. They're making some dirty money. That's dirty money. If someone paid you to bother me and to do something to me and to falsely accuse me and abuse me, that's dirty money. You, sir, ma'am, are corrupt. You, sir, ma'am, just came in agreement with corruption. Duh. Look it up. So this is about being safe, about making sure the information you're receiving about a person, especially if it's dealing with me, that is accurate, that you actually do the proper investigation. And this message is only for those of you that operate in integrity, because a lot of y'all like lies. You live on lies. You create lies. So anybody come to you with a lie, you just got to take it. You're not going to do the investigation because you don't want to be investigated. You feel like, okay, if I look into the situation and I already know deep down inside is already I already know what they told me is not true, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just push these papers or just do and say whatever, come in agreement with whatever, because I don't want what I'm doing to be exposed. I don't want to bring the magnifying glass on my life. Too late. Too late. Messing with me equals investigation on you. Messing with me equals investigation on the people you're connected to. Messing with me equals that you're all down. You messed up. You messed up. So, there's more. So those of you under the sound of my voice that actually do operate in integrity, please learn from these fools. Don't do what they do. Do the proper investigation. Make sure you have the evidence. Okay? Make sure I'm big on, see, one of the things about me, I don't mind talking to the source. Like, for instance, I give a testimony that this happened years ago, and this is when I became a new member at Center for Hope. Okay, so this was, you talking about 2011. Before I started attending that church, the young lady that told me about the ministry, she was telling me about people in the ministry. And there was one particular guy by the name of Tommy she told me about. She was like, yeah, don't talk to him, and he's known to be promiscuous. He's known to be a Pentecostal, but like a Pentecostal playboy, like, sleeping with different women in the ministry, just painting this bad picture on him. And then while she was talking, I felt in my spirit they had some type of ordeal, some interaction. So I'm listening, and I'm like, okay, kind of let it go in one ear. I took heed to it, but I was like, I'm not going there for no man anyway. Somebody need to hear that, because no matter what ministry, and a lot of y'all can attest to this, no matter what ministry I volunteered in or I was a member of in past these a few years, guess what? I've never been in there because of no man, ever. I'm there to grow spiritually and to hear what God has to speak through the shepherd, and to do what God needs me to do while I'm there. My priorities, my spiritual priorities are in check. Amen. Somebody need to hear that, because y'all be going in there for men and women. You're nasty. You're a Pentecostal playboy and a Pentecostal playgirl. You're promiscuous. And remember, the Jezebel spirit can operate in man too, with your nasty self. Anyways, and some of y'all call yourself a pastor or a senior leader. You're nasty, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And God is down your, you see that, B? That's confirmation. You little nasty butts. Because I'm tired of y'all literally funneling the sheep and doing inappropriate things with the sheep when you're supposed to be protecting the sheep, whether they're part of your ministry or not. God is not happy. But anyways, getting back to the story. So once I became a member, guess what? The man she's telling me about what happened to be over the media. Because if y'all go previously, it's probably a radio broadcast. I talked about it. When I was in this ministry, I was part of the media. So after every service, we had to take it and go to the media room. It was me, him, and there was a few other people part of the ministry. And we had to download on the DVD and make sure we got it in the bookstore at a certain time so members could buy the DVD, buy the service. After the service, and me and him became cool. But if I would have took heed to what she was telling me, and I was like you, meaning those of you that love lies and all you do is lie, if I was like y'all, if I was karmic, if I was just a low frequent person, a person that's quickly to take something that's told to me and believe it and not do my own investigation, I would be looking like stupid like a lot of y'all. I would have an egg in my face like a lot of y'all do right now, especially when it comes down to me, because a lot of y'all like, I didn't realize she was this strong. To God be all the glory. God is the one who provides me with the strength. So we became cool. How many of y'all, not only that, in order to become cool with a person, to become platonic friends with a person, that means I had to interact with them. A lot of y'all have yet to come to me, to talk to me with the right intentions. I didn't go talking to him with the ill intentions, like, oh, let me see if she's telling the truth. Let me see if he really a hoe. No. That's your problem, and I could tell a fake person miles away. Do not try to come near me trying to retrieve information when I know you a snake, and you know I know you a snake, because you're not going to get nothing out of me. That's one of the things about it. Like, I'm one of the ones that I would be best at keeping somebody in a safe haven and witness protection. You can't get a peep out of me. I don't know what you're talking about. And nobody intimidates me, not even men. I seen a group of men, police officers today. I fist bumped them, cracked some jokes with them and everything. And I made sure I told them to keep on their cameras. Their body cameras. Keep on y'all cameras. If you understand my voice, you're a police officer or FBI agent, I need y'all to keep those cameras on. I don't have it on me, but I got my little body camera. I need y'all to keep those cameras on, because one of the things about it, why you gotta turn off your camera if you ain't got nothing to hide? Now I can understand if it's like off the record and it's something that, you know, but if you on some shady stuff, why you trying to hide the camera? Why you trying to turn it off? Huh? But yeah, keep y'all cameras on. But again, I didn't feel intimidated by the group of men that was out there. And lately, these past few days, I think, I'm not gonna say I think, I know for a fact that people have been trying to think they can intimidate me by having men around me. Like thinking like, oh, maybe if we operate in authority and all that, that we can intimidate her. I'm not shaking in my boots. I'm not shaking in my shoes, okay? Because real men don't do that. Real men don't go around trying to intimidate people, let alone women. Real men. Did I say real men? Real men. See, a lot of you have little man syndrome. See, little man always gotta, oh, I gotta show that I'm a bigger man because I got little man syndrome. Take that up with your therapist. Don't try to take that up with me, because you're just gonna continue to lose your battle. You're gonna continue to get your feelings hurt. Okay? Okay? Okay. All right, you guys, that's gonna be Talk Safety to Me. Safety Talk with Apostle Erica Monet Glenn. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, but y'all be safe out there, okay? Make sure y'all do your proper investigation, and make sure the information you're receiving is the truth and not a lie. Because I'm gonna call you out on your stuff and in front of your boss and not apologize for it. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna continue to enjoy this banana.